Hey everybody, this video is to showcase Alaska Wildberry Products. It's a place where I used to work. Now, the very first thing that you see when you walk in this door is this giant 20-foot chocolate fall. Now, it takes the chocolate from the bottom, pumps it all the way to the top, and it pours into these copper kettles. Now, the copper kettles are used because when you heat copper, it distributes the heat evenly so that the chocolate doesn't burn on the way down. And under the kettles, as you can see, we use halogen lights to heat them up. Now, a little info about the chocolate fall. It was constructed in June of 1994 and modified by Samson Steel Company in 1996. This 20-foot chocolate fall is believed to be the largest of its kind in the world, and it's using an idea conceived by Alaska Wildberry Products owner Peter Eden. A Homer artist named Mike Searle designed and built the chocolate fall. It contains 3,400 pounds of real liquid chocolate that was donated by Peter's Chocolate division of Nestle's Food and Guittard Chocolate Company. Now that's a lot of chocolate. If you notice on the right side, there's this huge block of chocolate, right? Now, each of these individual chocolate blocks weighs 10 pounds, and the whole stack weighs 500 pounds. Now, they melted down 7 of those stacks to make that chocolate fall. Now, that's a lot of chocolate. Talk about a sweet tooth. And speaking of sweet tooths, what we have here is fudge. Lots and lots of fudge. Now, I wanted to show you some of the fudges that they have. They have a cappuccino fudge, a amaretto swirl. That's a cranberry nut right there. That looks like a chocolate Oreo, and I'm right. That looks good. They have cookies and cream, and over here they have chocolate cream pie and penuche nut. If you like nuts, penuche nut is a really popular flavor here. Hazelnut, plain old chocolate. Can't have fudge without plain chocolate fudge. Root beer float, which is really good too. Chocolate cherry swirl, maple, and let's see, that's a chocolate walnut, and banana cream pie. Oh, that is a delicious fudge right there. Let's see here. We have some German chocolate, some vanilla praline, Reese's, another very popular flavor, chocolate pistachios. If you like pistachios, that's a good one. And over here we have some chocolate praline and some cranberry nut, which is a more cranberry thing, and a mint chocolate swirl. Now, besides fudge, they have a wide variety of different kinds of chocolates that they make. Let's see, that's all the fudge right there. Here they have some of the chocolate barks, some of the caramels, some turtles. And in the next case they have some of the truffles, very delicious, and some very good caramels. Chocolate fruit on the bottom. Here we have some of the very famous jelly candy, the Wildberry jelly candy, and here we have some nut clusters and sugar-free chocolate. Ooh, I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. Now, this is a hot kitchen where it all starts. This is where they make all the candy. Now, basically, it's the same process for most of the candy. Most of the ingredients are put in giant copper kettles, and they're all mixed together. Now, this is for meltaways right here. As you can see, some of the step-by-step stuff that they do right here on the list. But like I was saying, it's basically the same process for all the candy centers, as it is. Here's popcorn also. The same thing goes for the popcorn. They're put in giant copper kettles. Like I said before, with the chocolate fall, it distributes heat evenly so that the chocolate or whatever other ingredients you have inside does not burn. It's constantly stirred so that it doesn't start sticking to the sides. And as you see here, we have some of the jelly center stuff. Basically, all you do with jelly is you have berry juice, and you pour that in along with pectin, which is, it basically just makes it hard. And they're poured onto these trays called cooling tables. And the cooling tables have hoses running through the bottom of them, and you'll actually see pictures of them a little bit later. And they have water running through the hoses, and it cools off the table, and it cools off everything that's on top of the table. And in order so that the whatever kind of center is being used doesn't fall to the side, they have these big metal bars that they put in a giant square on top of the table, and that holds whatever you're using in the center, fudge or melt away centers or jelly, or let's see here. As you can see, some of the tables there and some of the copper kettles through the wall. Here, and after the ingredients that are on there are cool, they use a machine called the claw, which is just basically these circular. You can see it kind of in the picture below, right there. You just basically roll it on top, and it cuts it into tiny little squares. For the harder stuff, they also use a machine that cuts it up nice and neatly. And those are then taken into the other kitchen where they are used for where they are covered in chocolate. Now see, those are the cooling tables right there. As you can see, some of the hoses underneath where the water goes through to cool off the table. And you can also see those metal bars that are laying on the bottom there. Yeah, those are the ones that are used. Yeah, those right there. Those are the ones that are used to put on top to make it into a giant square to pour in the candies you can see in this picture. They hold in the ingredients. Let's see, that's English toffee that they're making there. That was fun to make. I remember making that when I was in the kitchens. Let's see, what else can I talk about this? Yeah, that was fun, breaking apart the English toffee. Yeah, let's see. Oh, if you notice, they use that little spatula thing on the top picture to smooth out the candy so that it's all nice and even on top. Those are caramel centers that are being made right there, and those are the ones that are passed through the machine. As you can see, come out nice and little squares. That's that machine right there. Cuts it up into nice little itty bitty squares. And over here for the caramel, they have to use something called a fire. I think it says it here. Yeah, fire mixer. And I think I showed that at the very beginning. I think I'm going to show it again here. Come on. Look up. Look up. Look up. Look up. There we go. It's that machine right there. Make sure that the caramel is nice and smooth. And then they're put on. And there's a tray filled with nuts where the machine passes. There's a machine that you pour the caramel in, and as the tray of nuts passes under it, it pours the caramel on top, and that's how you get caramel turtles, which is kind of cool. That machine right there, I don't think I got a really good picture of it in there, but it basically makes the cream centers. It kind of twirls around. It kind of reminds me of a cotton candy machine, but it twirls and twirls and twirls and makes a really thick, yummy cream center. Let's see over here. This is the other half of the hot kitchen. In here is where you actually make the juice for the jelly centers, and you also do some bottling in here for the jelly. You can see some popcorn there. Now you take wild berries from all over Alaska. They collect them, they bring them in, and then we grind some of them and we cook some of them to get all the juice out. And let me tell you, that is not a fun job. Oh, that's Will right there. He's the head of the candy kitchen. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Now, juicing was not my favorite thing doing in the kitchens, and those are the giant kettles that get very, very, very hot. Burned myself a couple times on those. It looks like here is some of the sourdough sauce mix. Sourdough starter. I didn't really get to do any of that, so I couldn't give you a lot of information. But yeah, that's basically what happens here. Here you have some bottling of the juice. That's done with that machine right there. You just pour in the juice, and then it caps it and turns it over, and heat seals the lids, so they get that nice little pop thing when you open them. And all those centers are taken over into this kitchen. Now this kitchen is where all the fun happens. There's some packaging that happens back there, but the fun part is right here in the chocolate and Rober's. What they basically do is you take those centers at the very beginning of the conveyor belt where that first lid is, you put the candy there, and then it passes through that second lid. That lid is basically like a curtain of chocolate, completely covers the center, and then it passes through that tunnel right there, and it cools off the chocolate at just the right temperatures to make sure that it has a nice hard candy coated shell. Before it passes through there, what they do is they also put little designs by hand that signify what's inside, so you know what you're eating. Lets you know what's inside the candy. Let's see. Something else that they do is molding, where they pour chocolate into shapes, so you can get little designs. And that's done in the molding kitchen right here, where they also do chocolate dipped fruits. They take a molded design, and then those three things right there have chocolate, dark chocolate, and white chocolate. And they pour it into a mold, like those on the wall there, and then they put it on that tray that shakes. It's a vibrating table. The vibrating table releases any air bubbles that are in there, so you get a nice shape like that. See, those are some hearts. Valentine's Day was coming up, so yeah, they have some frogs and stuff in there, and some letters, which are kind of cool to make. So yeah, that's what you do there. If you're interested in ordering any of this stuff, you got like some really nice gift baskets. I'll put the email address and the website on the right, in the comments. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. Till next time, cheers.